Video I'm going to show you SEO Editor Pro. The way it works is you choose a keyword that you want to write about, and you can localize it to a country, a language, or a region within the country, and you specify the number of search results you want to look at to analyze the content, and then you hit the search button. And what you'll see is we're collecting data and performing analysis. We're going to take all the content that we see on those competing pages, and we're going to use that to figure out if the content we're writing is competitive for ranking on page 1, and we're also going to use it for finding content ideas to help us write authoritative content. So what you'll find is this will complete, and then these buttons will activate, and we can use this button that has a list. This has all of our content collectors, and these are different options for just at the click of a button getting access to all of the content that was already ranking, so we can get lots of ideas for what to write about. Since I'm doing a list article about types of backlinks, I'm just going to use all headings. So what we can see right away is we have the headings, but they're all different formats. They're H2s and H4s and H1s. So I will want to go over here, select all, refactor the content. I want to convert it to an LI tag. Now they're all LI tags. This one's empty. I can right click and delete selection, and now that's gone. And then another refactoring I can do is if you look at some of these, you will see that some of them are already numerated, like this one is going through 50 types and whatnot. So I can right click and denumerate, and all those leading numbers are gone. Another refactoring we'd probably want to do is to sort this information. Now we have a sorted list. So you can see this is starting to look better. We can then lowercase everything, and then we can select all and put it back into title case. And now we have much nicer to look at data. The next thing we would probably do in this is we would delete all the stuff we're not interested in. And for the sake of keeping this video short, I will just make a few deletions so that we can get on with the tutorial. And this is good enough for a draft. And what I'll do now is I'll add some more content. I will add people also ask questions. So now we have some related questions about backlinks. And then what I'll do is I'll add, let's add the search results, because we may want to cite our sources, and these are our sources. So we can see our search results below the questions. There they are. And so in the editor, I can add some headings. So I'll put an H2, citing our sources. And when we go to the top of that, we can see that we have it there. We can go up here, put in another H2, related questions. And we scroll up there, we have it there. And then up here, we will say types of, make that a heading, H1, types of backlinks. And of course, there it is. All right, so now we're well on our way to a draft of the type of content we want to make, because we know we're going to want to have an authoritative list of backlinks. We're going to want to answer some other questions about backlinks, and we're going to want to talk about other resources you can go to learn more about the information we've presented. So we have kind of an authoritative start here. Now what I can do if I want to find out, hey, how well is this going to compete? I can press Alt-D or Command-D to refresh the stats. There's also a refresh button if your monitor's big enough that'll be down here, but it depends how much screen real estate you have. So I'll do a Command-D, and that will update our stats. Okay, so we could see that we have 77 duplicates, so that's important. We'll come back to that. Our LSI, we have 56% density on our LSI usage. The page one average has 53. In terms of the number of LSI words, that's 1,861 versus the average on page one, which is 1,707. So we're good for LSI usage already. On entities, we're kind of double the entity density of the page one. That's probably fine. We're a bit over optimized on our exact match. I'm not too worried about it because it's not a big discrepancy, but if you're worried about over optimization, you can go find those and replace them with synonyms. And of course, we're aggressive on our variations. I'm happy about that. That's really good. And our word count is almost perfect. It's a little above the average. So overall, I think we're doing pretty good, but we have a lot of duplicates. So we might have a duplicate content issue. So what we can do is we can hit the fingerprint button. And what this will do is it'll highlight any phrases that are 6 words or more that are duplicate with what we already know is out there. And so we highlight all the ones that meet that criteria, and then we could go and edit those. We could make them unique, which we'd want to do because we wouldn't want to plagiarize. So this goes through the trouble of telling you which ones may be problematic for getting your content to be unique enough to rank. So for now, I will turn this off. And that's the basics of using the software. There are other features, like you can use your Word AI account to be able to spin selected text. You can do other operations, like for example, cancel that. If you wanted to work with a whole HTML shell, it'll create all of your meta tags and your JSON LD, your Dublin core, your open graph. So all that boilerplate, it'll get you started. You may need to add to it, but it'll give you that shell. And if you just want a star rating in the search result for good measure, you can go ahead and use our tool for that as well. You put in your name, your rating, and what you're rating. Just put in cats for now. And it will create your schema to be rated.